Greetings. I'm Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime Mysteries and Documentaries. True Crime Mysteries.
Pleaded guilty, Your Honor. I believe he wants to be under the First Offender Act.
All right. Mr. Addabong, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give will be true?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court on 2022 CR 02372, Killian Varia Addabong, battery family violence count 1, battery count 2, simple battery family violence count 3, simple battery count 4. What is your client plea to the offenses before the court, Mr. White?
Guilty to counts 1 and 2, Your Honor.
By entering a plea of guilty to counts 1 and 2, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
You gotta speak up, Mr. Addabong.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The factual basis in this case is that on June 15th, 2022, Officer Kirby was dispatched to 1878 Mount Zion Road here in Clayton County in response to a domestic disturbance. Upon arrival, the officer observed a gray BMW parked at an angle in front of the American Deli and observed blood trails located all around the vehicle. There were no occupants in the car. The officer conducted a property check to see one Miss Mariama Howard walking around, walking towards the back of the restaurant. And as the officer walked closer, he saw that her shirt was ripped near her left arm. There was blood on the shirt. Her eye was bruised and blackened due to her boyfriend punching her in the face multiple times. The officer did see the swelling and discoloration of her left eye. And there was a severe laceration on her right index finger with blood still coming out of the wound. She said the disturbance started after her and her boyfriend, Mr. Killian Addabong, the defendant before you, were at a bar. And while they were driving, he started punching her in the face and pulling her pulling her hair because he was driving to a location in Snellville that she did not want to go to. While they were in the car, the defendant then started traveling on the wrong side of the road while he was still assaulting her, in which he had damaged his car, causing the tires to deflate, and there was visible front end damage on the driver's side tire area. After he exited the vehicle, he started grabbing her by the arm and pulled her hair in an attempt to pull her from the vehicle. He attempted to slam the door while her hand was in the door panel, which caused a laceration on her index finger. He then left the scene and was hiding while on the phone with her, stating that he was watching her. The officers did make contact with him, and he stated it made it clear to the officers that he was not going to return to the scene and continued speaking on the phone with his girlfriend. The recommendation in this case is 12 months, 30 days to serve. The balance probated for $500 fine, family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, and count 3 is 12 months probation, 30 days to serve, balance probated, and not to run concurrent with count 1 The victim is here, and I believe she's in the courtroom, and she does want to make a statement before we state the contact provision.
All right, move Mr. Adelbong out of the way. Let me hear from Miss Howard.
No, that ain't true. That ain't. Hold on.
All right, somebody needs
Tracy?
to mute.
The way he was nodding, coming back up here.
Mr. Moody, mute. All right, Miss Howard.
Yes, I'm here today because I wanted to drop the charges because
Miss Howard, you can stop right there. We ain't dropping nothing. After what I heard, he actually just managed to not get a felony kidnapping charge. Yes, ma'am. That foolishness he pulled, I don't even know why you want to be with him. First of all, he gonna beat you and then decide he gonna run from the police while he on the phone with you because he don't even have the stones to stand up and take responsibility for what he did by transporting from a location where you got into the car to where you did not want to be. That's kidnapping. He is lucky he didn't get charged with a felony. So no, ma'am, ain't nothing getting dropped. I want you to start valuing yourself more. Why he can't get punished? You have kids? Okay, because this is the example I'm gonna use. If somebody has a child that does something wrong, they're gonna punish that child to deter that further behavior. But you say, I just want to let things go because we better now. And that don't fix the behavior that Mr. Adelbong had. That was wrong, all kinds of wrong. And so no, we're not dropping charges. No, ma'am. Anything else you want me to know? Y'all still together?
No.
Okay, that was the smartest thing you could have done. Because if anybody will slam your hand in a door, which could lead to permanent damage, nerve damage, where you couldn't even have the use of your hand anymore. If somebody is crazy enough to do that, that's not somebody you need to mess with. So thankfully you learned that lesson. But no, ma'am, we're not dropping charges. He deserves everything he about to get and more. Because I promise you, as I'm sitting here listening, I'm thinking about all the elements of kidnapping. That's a felony. Anything else you need me to know, ma'am? All right, have a seat. Thank you. All right, Mr. Adelbong. Had I been the magistrate on duty, you'd have been upgraded to a felony of kidnapping. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So the next time you pull this foolishness, the next time you disrespect and physically abuse a woman, think about it. Because you might get the right magistrate. Had I been the magistrate, I would have definitely upgraded that to a felony of kidnapping. Yes, sir. You be upstairs. And if you went upstairs, I know a couple of the judges that I would prefer you go in front of. Because they don't play. So anything else y'all want to say before I pronounce sentence on this misdemeanor when he really should have gotten a felony? Mr. White?
Mr. Adelbong has a request. I'm not sure if he still wants to make it.
Yeah, Your Honor. I just want to say that I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention, but it was a misunderstanding. And I've never done this to a woman before. This was the first time.
I can't understand what he's saying. Bring him closer to the microphone or something, because I'm getting a lot of crackles. What now?
Yeah, no, like what I'm saying is that I've never done this kind of stuff before, with, like to a woman. It was my first time. I've never been in domestic violence before. It was just a misunderstanding that me and her had. So
A misunderstanding is, hey, I don't like what you're doing. Okay, well, I'm still gonna do it. All right, well, we don't have to be together. That's a misunderstanding. Slamming somebody's hand in the door and punching them in the face is not a misunderstanding. That was intentional. Everything you did, you meant to do.
no, yeah, like ever since I've been for 2 years now, like stuff like that have never happened because I've learned from my lesson, and I've made up my mind that not to ever do.
Okay. All right. So, sir, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to counts 1 and 2. Counts 3 and 4 will merge. I'll sentence you on count 1 to 12 months to serve 30 days. Balance will be probated for you to pay a fine in the amount of $500. That's $737.50. You're to take a family violence intervention course. That's 24 weeks. If you miss more than 2 weeks, then they'll make you start the entire course over again. And then 40 hours of community service. Count 2 will be 12 months, 30 days. Credit for time served. Balance will be probated to run concurrent with count 1. All right, you're gonna you're gonna go down the hall to courtroom 301. When you go through the first set of double doors, you'll walk in and Miss Nalban is there, and she's gonna do your probation intake. So y'all please direct him to probation intake. And Mr. Atabon, think carefully about this before you hit another woman. We clear? Or another person, period.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can we get clarification as to a turn-in date? He's only served 18 days. I'm not sure if the jail will keep him, considering they're probably doing 2 for 1, but since he's
I
still
didn't know
technically,
he still has some time on the books.
yes, ma'am. I
When
don't know
is
if he's gonna attend today or not.
he'll get credit for 18 days. He'll serve 30 days. When is Mr. Atabong turning himself in?
Your Honor, like right now, I got a lot of stuff going on. I just recently got this job from Amazon, and I got bills I'm paying. And I was just trying to ask if you can give me credit for
Mr. White, for some reason, it's messing up every time he talks. He says something about a job, and so tell me what I need to know.
Your Honor, Mr. Atabong was simply just asking for credit for time served as opposed to having to serve the remainder of the sentence, Your Honor.
On an almost felony?
He's
Ms.
just
Williams?
The state would object, Your Honor, and given the severity of the actions of the defendant in the case, it's well within the reasonable punishment for him to serve 30 days, and so and to ensure that he does do the service, we'd ask him to be taken in custody today.
That works. All right, so Mr. Atabong, Deputy Jones will take you into custody now, and once upon completion of the remainder of the 30 days, you'll be released. You'll serve, and after that, the remainder of your sentence will be on probation. All right, Deputy Jones, you can take him now.
Yeah, and I'll be there in just a second. My email.
I'm sorry, I can't hear whoever's speaking. I'm getting crackling. Okay. All right. So is there any other case I have from the 10 or 11 o'clock calendar? Okay, we're not doing this again. Any private attorney or Lister and Holt, if right hand for me, I gotta see you and I gotta hear you.
Your Honor, Mr. White, sorry, wanted to address you about Mr. Atabong.
Yes, Mr. White.
Your Honor, based on the state wishing to have Mr. Atabong go into custody today, he wishes to withdraw his plea and go to trial.
That's fine. I don't care.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
And Your Honor,
Yes.
if we could have a date a little further out, the state is planning to send this case upstairs for review by the DA.
Okay. Well, he'll be on the trial calendar. So if y'all send it up, if y'all transfer it before it reaches the trial calendar, I'm fine with that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Ms. Cowlin, raise your right hand for me.
I thank you for listening. Once again, I am Legacy Moon.